Dorenbarden with Open Source TV. We're here at the 2007 Utah Open Source Conference, and with me right now is Jared Smith, who is the Community Relations Manager at Digium. And Digium is kind of the granddaddy of Asterisk, the open source PBX software. Yep. So how did you come to know about Asterisk?
I got started in Asterisk about 5 years ago. I was working for a market research company. We were looking at a way to reduce our overhead costs for T1 lines. And
market researcher, we're talking about like a call center?
Call centers.
Okay.
Calling people, asking them what their favorite brand of toothpaste is, whether they like the new Ford truck they purchased, those customer satisfaction surveys. And we had a lot of IT overhead. T1 lines were costing us an enormous amount of money.
But you weren't using Asterisk.
We weren't using Asterisk
some
at all.
proprietary.
We were using proprietary things, and a lot of things we were getting by with just the bare minimum. We didn't have the features we needed with our telephone systems. We didn't have any interoperability between our different call centers, and so we were looking at solutions that would help us, grow that out, flesh out some of the features, and then save us money as far as the overhead cost.
So once you implemented Asterisk, what were some of the changes that happened in that company?
Immediately, we saw a $70,000 per month savings in our overhead, and that's been going on for about 4.5 years now with that company. Immediately, we had increased IP capabilities to all our call centers. We were able to do remote backups. We were able to have call centers take over for another call center if they were understaffed, or we had equipment problems, all those sorts of things.
Okay. You and a couple other guys, I got Jim Van Magelen and Leif Madsen, wrote the O'Reilly book, Asterisk, The Future of Telephony.
That's right. And
the second edition just came out.
Just came out on Thursday, so we're really excited about that.
How much bigger is the second one?
Almost twice as big.
Wow.
It's a whopping 600 pages. So
wow.
We're very excited about that. When I first got started with Asterisk, there wasn't a lot of documentation out there for it, and so we started something called the Asterisk Documentation Project, trying to get people to help collaborate with us to write some documentation. We started writing that and started looking at publishers, and O'Reilly came to us and said, "We'd love to publish your book, but you got to rewrite it all." So
O'Reilly's been really, really kind to open source.
They really have, and we tried something interesting with O'Reilly on this book, in that we asked them to let us publish it, licensed under the Creative Commons, so that we could release a free PDF out to the community that they could use to help run Asterisk.
Were they at all worried about doing that?
They were a little bit in the beginning, but as evidenced by Tim O'Reilly's blog, even he talks about how that was a little bit of a risk on their part, but how surprised they were at how well the book is done. It's far exceeded their expectations, even though you can go and download the PDF for free.
Yeah, there's something about actually having the book on your desk that you can flip open, write some notes in the margins.
It's really hard to curl up in an easy chair with a PDF.
Right.
So
that's true. What else do you do as community relations manager?
My job entails a lot of things. Primarily, help take care of the Asterisk community. That's helping out on the mailing lists and the forums, answering questions. It's being an intermediary between the community and different events, whether those are conferences. Helping out with the AstroCon conference, which we have every year, that's coming up later this month. I do some of the Asterisk boot camp training, so I fly around the country and teach people how to use Asterisk in a hands-on, kind of lab environment. And then I get to speak at conferences and be an Asterisk cheerleader, so to speak.
Now you just finished a presentation.
That's correct.
How well attended was that?
It was completely packed.
Completely packed.
It was completely packed.
A lot of people want to learn about Asterisk.
A lot of people want to learn about Asterisk. It's voice over IP is kind of this buzzword lately, and a lot of people who have a lot of interest in it, but don't know a lot about it or how to get started with it. And Asterisk is a good way to do that.
Digium is a hardware company? Is that
primarily a hardware company? We build PCI cards and PCI Express cards to connect Asterisk to either analog telephone lines, T1 lines, E1 lines, a variety of different hardware type, to connect Asterisk out to the traditional legacy telephony systems. as well as we build some appliances. We also have a few software products. There's a business edition of Asterisk, which comes with support and warranty and indemnification, those sorts of things. For people who want to use Asterisk but are still nervous about the open source nature of it.
So there's the source of revenue for the company has kind of changed. It used to be primarily hardware.
It still is primarily hardware, but obviously we want to diversify that. We're never going to be totally a hardware company or totally a software company. There will always be a mix between the two. And I think as time goes on, you'll see more, a bigger variety of hardware products and software products coming from Digium.
Yeah, I know when the first edition of the book came out, Asterisk was still very much of a tinker toy. And there were still several things that proprietary phone systems did that Asterisk either could not do, or it was really bleeding edge stuff to be able to do that kind of thing. Now that the second book's out, can you still say that, or is it really pretty feature complete?
I think Asterisk has really matured. I wouldn't quite say it's feature complete because there's always new features to be added, but it's very, very mature, very robust. It's proven itself in the enterprise that it's enterprise ready. Sure, there's a lot of things you can go in and tweak and tinker and use it on a hobbyist level, but it's really shown that it's grown up and matured and advanced tremendously over the past several years.
Neat. Tell us about the Asterisk boot camps. You say you teach those.
Yep.
What does someone get when they go to an Asterisk boot camp? Is it like a whole week?
It's a 5-day class. They show up on Monday morning. We walk them through what is Asterisk, how is it licensed, the history behind it, and then we sit them down in front of a PC. They get to download Asterisk, install it, start configuring the dial plan. We walk them through how to connect it to analog lines, how to connect it to T1 lines, how to build voice applications, how to connect it to voice over IP, whether it's SIP or EEX or some of the other protocols. So we explain the different protocols. We explain how to network Asterisk systems together. We explain speech recognition with Asterisk and all these different pieces. And throughout the course of the week, they go building their own fully featured Asterisk system that works like a telco switch. It's got T1 interfaces, it's got analog interfaces, it's got IP interfaces, and they build a feature complete system throughout the week. But more importantly, they learn how to do that for their customers or for their companies.
What kind of cost can someone expect for a boot camp?
The boot camp is $3,000. That includes the 5 days of training. It includes a copy of the O'Reilly book, as well as a copy of all the slides and presentations that we do. It also includes an IP phone. It includes a couple of Digium hardware cards, both an analog card and a T1 card for being able to interconnect your Asterisk system. So it really is a great package.
A lot of value in there.
A lot of value in there. There's obviously some swag, some T-shirts, and mouse pad and pens and stuff like that. But it really is, more than anything, it's a great hands-on way to learn Asterisk. We can take somebody that knows very little about Asterisk, and 5 days later, they're walking out as an Asterisk superstar.
Cool. Now, I was talking to Dax Kelson of Guru Labs, and they do Red Hat certification. I didn't know it, but I guess there's Asterisk certifications available?
There is as well. We offer something called the DCAP test, Digium Certified Asterisk Professional, and it's a lot like a lot of the other certifications. It's a very intensive
How long has that been
certification. It's been around for about 2 years now.
Okay.
And it's split. Half of it is book knowledge, written portion of the test, and half of it is a practical test. So you need to know hands-on how to install Asterisk, how to get it up and running, how to do troubleshooting, how to get Asterisk talking to other systems in a variety of protocols and a variety of formats. And it's a wonderful test. We offer that usually in conjunction with our boot camp. You can take that any time.
Oh, really? Is this something that maybe after somebody's attended the boot camp, they could pass the DCAP?
The idea is that with the boot camp class and some hands-on Asterisk knowledge out in the field, that you should be able to pass that test. It's not something you can just show up for the boot camp and expect to automatically pass the test. It is a very intensive class.
How many Asterisk professionals, certified Asterisk professionals are out there?
I would say we probably get about an additional 8 to 10, maybe even 12 additional DCAP certified people every month, just depending on the number of boot camps we're teaching in any given month. So I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but there's probably 150 DCAP certified people right now, and more every month.
Recently, I was talking to a gentleman at a company that was looking to get a new phone system, and they were entertaining bids from a consultant that wanted to install Asterisk. What really struck me as interesting was the proprietary vendors that they were also accepting bids from weren't too happy with Asterisk.
No, they're not. And if you look at the back cover of the book I wrote, it says it's got the telecom people running scared. And in a lot of ways, they are running scared because they realize that they've had it pretty cushy for a lot of years. They've been able to sell a $200,000 box that hangs on the wall that if you try to go and resell it 6 months later, it's only worth $10,000.
Right.
That there's a lot of markup there for not a lot of value. And now that the same things that were limited to their types of applications, now Asterisk can do on commodity PC hardware, and so it does have them running scared. They realize that their revenue model is going to change.
Would you say that Asterisk and maybe other voice over IP products have changed the way that telephony in general is sold? Because let's say 10 years ago, if I needed a phone system for a business, they would sell me what module that would give me 5 lines and basic station capability. And then if I wanted voicemail, I had to pay $4,000 for an additional module. If I wanted call routing or a queue capability, that would be even more money. But I find now, if I look at even the proprietary IP telephony products, they're throwing everything in.
That's right, and that's because they no longer have an excuse to charge $4,000 for voicemail when you can implement it practically free with Asterisk. And so they see that the model's changing. They see what's coming down the pike. It's a matter of trying not to get caught up in the web and drowning.
Okay, so what's on the the leading edge right now with Asterisk?
A lot of new things happening with Asterisk. Some renewed effort with the Asterisk Manager interface, tying that in with the new Asterisk GUI through something we call AJAM, an AJAX-like model for Asterisk to be able to go out and talk to a web GUI and more easily provision your Asterisk server. There's a lot going on with additional capabilities, having Asterisk talk to Jabber servers, having Asterisk talk to LDAP servers, having Asterisk talk to a variety of other systems out there. We realize that Asterisk isn't just an island unto itself, that it's got to communicate with a lot of different systems, whether that's...
Are you seeing convergence between voice and video?
A lot. Asterisk has had limited support for video for quite some time, but that's getting constantly better. And we see a lot of people using Asterisk as a video PBX, where people can call each other and actually watch each other over video phones. And that actually works really quite well with Asterisk.
Well, great. Well, thanks for coming to meet with us.
Thanks, Doran.
Again, this is Doran Barton with Open Source TV. We've been talking to Jared Smith of Digium.